They've called them katars. But they're mistaken. Hello everyone, it's time for an extra arcade with our fun boy. Look at him, it's his time. Now he of course has other costumes, there's this, there's the default. As you can see, nowhere near as spiky, not as many pointed edges. In this iteration anyway, we do of course have, that's his player 2. And then some of them, all the ones with new next to their names in particular, I don't think, yeah, he doesn't get 2. He only gets 2. They all have 3, look. And I guess I just never used the third one in their cases, but the important thing, I don't think we need to look at these ones though, because he is also an executioner, and he's got big pointy ears of being one. And he's also a big green man, but yeah, this is Voldo's third costume, which I have used before, because look at it. I think here's the thing, here's the quandary I'm having, that one's the most pointy and skeletal. This one obviously is the closest to the Voldo we know and love, and he's got the best default thing. Does you have the same? You do, but I don't know, it just matches that ensemble better. This one does, however, look the most like a clown. So I think it's gonna have to be this one, is the thing. It's gonna have to be this one is the thing. So, but I'm in extra arcade, as you may have seen, and the thing about that is, there's weapons in the game. There's a thing called Weapon Master Mode, and that's how you get them. I can't remember exactly how. I was gonna do that on the channel, but it would take literally 5 million years. There's just so much of it. But it introduced this thing, which would persist in subsequent games, but sort of like diminish in its significance as a feature. There's all sorts of different weapons that you can equip them with, because the weapon aspect was sort of what set this apart from Tekken, and I guess they decided to lean into that. But you may notice there's like little symbols, and they indicate all sorts of different effects that these weapons have that sort of change the game a little bit. Heavy J makes light work. They've got different advantages and disadvantages, obviously. The moon! It might potentially be the moon, I don't know. Oh, everyone has a Soul Edge variant. But we don't know what it does, you have to look in the guide, which I have. Guillotine for us. Tambourine! Tambourine, and everybody has a joke weapon as well that makes a funny noise. I am going to have a quick look in the guide just to remind myself what all of these symbols actually bloody mean. It's all abbreviated. All the terms are abbreviated. The guillotine makes the computer more violent. I don't even see the full moon in here. It's got a different name in this one. What the fuck? Well, now you've made me curious. I'm gonna go full moon clowns on the moon is always my time. It's the mystery weapon now that the game got wrong. We've got to determine it. The moon for clowns now. I don't know if they've got all different weapons on as well, so that'll be a fun other aspect to this. But we shall see, won't we? As we fight all of them. I've got the moon. Yeah, that's definitely not your default sword. It's made of glass, look. Does it correspond to the weapon I picked? Could I have had an all Soul Edge fight? Oh, spinny! That, works less when we can just see plainly your hat. Sort of, stopped existing for a second there. Whoop! I did wiggles. Wait. Yes, the backflip move's easier to do when you're Voldo in this game. There's more emphasis on funny flips. Oh, I was gonna lunge at you, but you didn't let me, really. Come on now. Come on now, pack that in. There's just... I've got big circles for you. You come... Whoop, flop, whip. The arse... The arse is the thing. Now I realise that, you know, he's got the poofy trousers on, providing some degree of artificial thickness. The butt is very good though, by its own merit, from what I could tell just then, and it's really making my day right now. Wiggly wiggly. I'm sorry, I temporarily lost balance. It was upset by my massive cake.
Facing her enemies head on, her spirit
We're having a confrontation at wherever this is now, in front of the Emperor or something else. The moon. Okay. I didn't think. Oh, this is your third costume. I'll bet. You are in a. You got stuck in one of those tubes that pet ferrets run through, and we're all very impressed. It doesn't quite work. They've gone with clothes here that the physics can't do. In the what I fell over. No, come on. You simply mustn't. Is it me or is the time limit way less? It feels like the time limit's way less, does it not? I don't know. I think one of the things is like it seemed to indicate that this weapon would do less damage, I guess, but like still you'd think they'd kick my ass. At least. And she proceeded to. I just sort of let that happen, I don't know. I don't know how to explain myself there. It's the final battle, be prepared for it. Come on now, don't. There's no need for it. Don't stop doing all of this. I'm not doing the... Come on, this is really getting quite frustrating. I've forgotten all of the moves that I went out of my way to learn. Oh, ugh. Flippy, there's flippy move I've got. There's this, there's... I can grab you, honest. Ow, I didn't. I've not done good. The moon might have been the wrong choice. Flip. I came back in. Came back in to do you a problem. Come now, you can spin, surely. No! Why are you the way you are for man and God and every star, eh? No! I don't think I'm possibly doing it right! You put me in the sea! Curses. Whip. Come on, in the ocean with you. This is good for that. No, I was at the wrong angle. Whoop. Yep. Whoop. Fair enough. Fair enough. I would do the same if I were in your position, I'm sure. You need to convince the bishop! You'll never know of what. You drowned me too soon. I was paying many attentions all at once. You're hindering my quest to do something, I bet. Soul Edge probably, find a thing. Get all the fragments, make it good, put it in a hole, and then we should. It's always been my goal. I want precious things underground, precious things that I've found. Do. And I'll look good while doing it. I certainly look like a clown fighting you. You don't have to kill me every time. Aha. What if you didn't have shins? What if you didn't have shins, eh? Godzilla wouldn't like you. Is this the best result I can hope for? What's going on here? What's happened, Voldo? What have you done to your neck? Yeah, you thought you could be in the air, well you can't this time. Aha! I'm the final man! The only left-handed person in the chapel. I'll dig your grave if I want. Oh shit! I don't know what that was. Like, I went out of my way to experiment with a bunch of moves, and I've forgotten what they all were. To be honest, it wasn't a very in-depth exploration of Have you got some sort of defense bonus on that thing as well? Because I feel like it's really disproportionate. I win anyway. I've outlasted the siege with the veins on my brains. It's about time you made an appearance. I'll fight you now. It's time to defeat Tekken once and for all. The King of Iron Fist. It's so weird to hear him talk in English. Of course, back in the 16th century, or whenever this was, languages other than English hadn't been invented yet. And somehow when he went back in time he knew this. And this was just a universal law in back in the old times, is just that everything was English. They hadn't tried the Tower of Babel thing yet. Yeah, that was it. Of course, Tekken, everyone involved, all speaking their own languages, but all also completely understanding each other. So I think Tekken is set in a universe where language actually does have universal meaning. Like these aren't just words that we decided. Like they're not just sounds that we decided to attribute to like certain ideas. Like language as a concept is real and like holds actual sway over reality. Or it's possible that they just chose not to think about it for the sake of making a game. I just about swung that. Nice! Sulking about it. Ooh. Look at my bum again. This bum sort of disappears and I don't know what's going on with your arse, sir. It's non-Euclidean. Which is sort of perfect. A non-Euclidean clown's arse. Perfect. I couldn't ask for more, frankly. I'm glad we had... just a big... Whoa! Oh, bless Voldo for existing. Frankly, at the end of the day. Right, I'm gonna actually beat you this time. There you go, go down and sleep. No need for it all. Wiggle, wiggle. Got poofy shoulders as well. They're going in the breeze. Wiggle, wiggle. Hello. I want that out of your mouth, please. And hubris. The word hubris is just inherently funny to me after the... Oh, you've got Soul Edge. That answers my earlier question. Ow! And that answers my earlier, you've chopped me into the... Ah, but it's great, it's eating your soul. You can't defeat me unless I'm too powerful. Not very intuitive, is it? Yeah, it turns out the amount of power I have, as it increases, so does your likelihood of defeating me. We're not sure how that works. Some cruel jest played on me by a trickster god, I'm sure. I must defeat you nevertheless. There. Very tired. Leave me alone, I shouldn't be doing these. I don't know why I made the decision. I'm sleepy! I'm sleepy! Stop fighting me with a cursed blade! I need my snooze. I've hit it away with my brain! And now time shall finish the job. Blech. The disrespect involved is staggering.
Versus Astaroth.
Hello. It's time for me to fight you.
Warrior of Doom.
Evil reborn in the undergarment world in time. Whee. Indeed.
Battle 1. Fight.
I'm still thinking about maybe going back and doing his, or going forward from this game's perspective and doing his SOULCALIBUR 6 story. It is 6, right? I've not made that up. Yeah. Mostly just because I find the ending kind of there's just an interesting moment of pathos for him in that. Plus, it'll be an excellent excuse for me to repeatedly say "Fegal Sestimus." Because I'm just imagining that Worms is just a thought completely unrelated to anything just then. He just suddenly thought about Worms. And wanted to let us know. It's delightful, it's contriteful, and I've got a god today. Boing! Let me boing. Sooner or later you're going to have to let me boing. There's not going to be any getting around it, alright? Like, right, the boing has to happen this round. Boing! There we go, we got it out of the way. What? We smished. Oh. Well, you didn't... You've got to realise that it's not the time of hickory-dickory-dock, alright? The clock didn't strike at all! Oh. Nope. Yep. Just start your heart again. This has gone wrong. We believe in you. So these old model golems, they had very unreliable organs. You gotta be... What? Just snoofed onto your back and stabbed you right there in the neck. Sever the brain stem. You're gonna throw me in a pond. You didn't. You didn't manage it. Oh, had I been wet, you would have defeated me! Oh, but he's trying to do it. He's really going for it. He thinks the Colonel is back to his old business. But what he doesn't realise is that I've trapped him in the elevator. He'll never escape, and neither will you. You'll share the fate of the Colonel. Ah! Wait, oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm gonna need you to just let me do that again, because I need to just confirm what I saw! Well, fuck me, I guess. We love Squirm Scream. It's my favourite Decepticon. Well, that never got off the ground. Come on, it's whee. Okay, that's actually... I don't know why that was so confusing to me the first time. Something's gone wrong with Beetroot Serpent 29. Alright. 1 through 28 are fine. It's just this one! We think the beetroots deteriorate through cloning. This has devastating implications for the further Beetroot Serpent iterations. This will need to be resolved. We have our best people working on it.
Versus Assassin.
It's just an assassin.
The fighters face
I don't know if we've seen him, but the Ordinary Pain. This is the money pit, this is our one. Ho 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 ho, we live here, put all your gold in the hole. Yeah, there's 3 like just generic folks. One of them being the lizard man who's sort of sort of a staple in this series. And the third being the Berserker. And they're just sort of generic folks. And I don't know why they're in here. I think it's mostly to facilitate the need for there to be lizard men and the desire for additional opponents in the weapon master mode. Because there's only so many times you can fight someone who looks suspiciously like Cervantes before people maybe start thinking this is a bit of a stretch. I don't think it really mattered at this, but this was back when fighting games were more like they were more about just having a bunch of characters for the sake of having a bunch of characters, and they weren't overly preoccupied with like justifications for why these people were fighting, as if we didn't all know what the game was. Because at some point we all internalised the idea that video games have to justify themselves. And I think... I don't know, I think if we could manage to shed that insecurity, we'd all be a lot happier, and many of us would be a lot less racist. Sort of the root of a lot of problems within begin to sin, and now you get to drink as well. Spin, 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 spin. And certainly I will now do a spin downwards into the floor to balance it out, yeah. For the sake of balance, I've destroyed all your organs. Get you! Fuck off! Fuck off! My God! Don't piss it away. You didn't. Good. I didn't piss it away with all the moon blades that I carry. Oh. I'm not losing to a generic assassin. Again. Doop. The doop maneuver didn't... No! Aha. It's time. Oh, it wasn't time. Oh, fuck. My watch is slow! Ah! Good. Oh, this is a bit more of a thing than the last one. But we shall persevere. We shall persevere in the name of the Father, the Son, and the dummy thick boy! There we go, you see. We have destroyed you off of a pit, and now the emerald is mine. Look at my back as well, there's a lovely image on it. Stab your little feets. I'm having a go at all your feet. Woohoo! That possibly would have done more had I been near you, like at all at the time. Go! Get off. That was the way to get people out of the ring with Voldo, as far as I remember. Get him gone and have a scone, that's what he used to say. He didn't say scone. He didn't talk, actually, so everything I just said would have to have been a lie. We're gonna fight Yoshimitsu now. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna snoof at you from down the way! Your circles won't work on me. It is rather absurd, isn't it? It's all getting a little bit ridiculous. But I'll fight you in the cathedral nonetheless. I am destined to do fights and go funny circle shapes, alright? And I really want you to support me in... Hoppy! Hoppy! Oh my god! This is the... I've just realised this is the best possible fight! Hoppy versus Whoosh! You do pointy jumps, I do spinny circle Whoosh, and it's great. We're all the best at all of the shapes that we do. I'm the master of chemistry, and you're the god of time. We're the perfect pairing for any chicken tender recipe tonight. You can get back health, and I would rather you didn't. I don't think it's necessary, I don't think it's clever. You seem to disagree, evidently. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm tremendously worthy. Have you seen my arse? You cannot comprehend! Oh, stop trying to comprehend, you can't, and it's just coming out as me being injured instead. He's not trying to damage me, he's just really trying to wrap his head around the concept. You have a clockwork arm. And that's pretty great, to be honest. I do wish you'd stop beating me in a fight. But other than that, this is all going fantastically well. Aha, the seesaw balsam. Yeah, I can explode on a circle in the floor. There we go, it's all a matter, isn't it? It's all a matter of holding it down and making sure you go in time. Get on the bus and everyone will drink. He slid backwards while he was doing his forward roll, and I think that's sort of inherently contradictory. This is the dichotomy of man. It's the slippy floor that reveals a hypocrite in us all. Is it hypocritical to want to be on the floor as much as possible during the routine? Or is it just another way of saying that I don't really know who had a python here last night? I don't keep track of who's got snakes. Oh, there's a whole other thing. Oh, yes. I remember this now. For some reason, there's a whole, like, transition stance I can go into that I, for some reason, remember just flicking to his page and he just puts himself on the floor. But yeah, there's a little distance closer move that I just remember from the guide, but it's this, and I can do that, right? I can do all sorts. These, one of that. This can go. Whoa, go. The amount of effort I'm having to put in, and you just bonk me on the snoot. It's incredible. I wore a mask to stop it, and it's just, you're doing so much damage. I think maybe you've got a good sword. I mean, well, I'm not doing a lot. I feel as though I'm at a material disadvantage. The burglar has become the burgled, and I am now indeed turning into my own life. At the speed of sound. And I just wish that a crab would come and save me from it specifically. This is how we always wanted to go. Once to call the face of man, once to write Peter Pan. That was the charge. That was what we were charged you with in the trial! Oh, you poked me in the foot. You poked me in the foot, to be honest. I can't even process it anymore. Well, this with any luck will do me. Go off and away. Come on. There's not always a justification for being a baron, all right? I don't care. I don't care about your I don't have to care about your reasons all the time. Some things can just be inexcusable, and there's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. Aha! Fall down the floor. Oh, now you've been knocked into the organ. What are you gonna do, eh? Are you gonna rethink some of your decisions? Are you gonna go home, have a little thinky boo about all of the different thoughts you've had today that have gone wrong? You've not repented at all, have you? You're gonna continue. You just did a little sit down for a little moment. No, did a little swish as well at the end, just to let you know that I'd won. Take a bow. You've done a good job as a clown today. Oh! Who's sneaking up behind? Oh no, I've gone to hell. You yourself are a special sort. I'm going to steal you and put you in the ground. I think it'll be great. That's what I've found. That's all I want. I'm going to put Inferno in the cave tonight and steal you and put you in the hole. Hoo hoo hoo. You'll enjoy it. It's a pit where I snoof. I stop burglaries and have a lovely time with a ghost who I kiss. You're copying me. You have seen a pair of Jamadars. You know, other merchants call them Katars. I've got them. No, no, my own petard. I've been hoisted by it. It's wretched. It's wretched. You won't from that range, haha. I bet you don't even read about the books. If you don't know about books and you were required to read in order to find the information, that'd be kind of cruel, wouldn't it? I suppose it could be like in a magazine or something, a promotional flyer. Have you heard about it? Well, evidently I hadn't. I just got destroyed. You're hitting me with a calligraphy brush now. As the final boss, and I think that's quite great. To be honest. You know what? I'm glad you don't consider yourself above it, because that's a lovely image. Haha. Fight. You are the moon. Moon versus moon. It's time for moons today. Look at us, we're going now. Everything is good. Oh, everything's good when the moon goes right, but if it doesn't, there'll be a fight. Oh, no. Come on now. It's got to be Gadriel. It's got to. Sieve out the back of the Wendy's. Got a big mace or something. No. Stop it. Cecil, what is that? And why has it completely killed me? You don't even... What did you just do? I don't get you sometimes. It's shocking, really. I've got a sword for you. Is this doing anything? It did. It just completely cut me in half. Fan-bloody-tastic. I'll tell you something, at least we're seeing a bunch of the weapons! He did a secret spinny move that only Inferno knows. I distinctly remember missing the ability to play as Inferno. Because, you know, in the first SOULCALIBUR he was playable, and he was also just a luminescent shape man. In this one he's more of a... what is now like a sword that grew bones, essentially. And but he is not playable in this. Unless there's some like super secret cheat that I never discovered. I certainly feel like it would have mentioned it in the guide. But I guess they figured, no, we already have a character that turns into other things. Like, just let him be what he is. And let him cut you into little pieces. No! This is his last resort. Oh, suffocation! The clown must triumph with his moon powers. You don't seem to understand. I don't blame you, to be honest. It's sort of confusing as a statement. When, you know, if you just take a moment to really think about what you've just said, you really start to wonder why. But you know what? I've got a song in my heart and a mouse in my pocket, and I'm ready to deliver the bread. So if you needed bread, that's just another slight variation on the same concept as what you've done there. Don't... come on. Get in my grasp. Get in my clutches. It's time for the... It wasn't. Just an ordinary kick to the face. Right in your eyeball. Go on, have that. Do something with that. Are you ready? Oh no! He knew! My one weakness! It's the fight of the countdown. It's the man of the Medan rising up to the spin. Go and kill him. And the last known survivor stalks his men in the dead. And now he explodes in the eye. There's a sword now. Right, we've done it. I've only just really processed that we have in fact succeeded. And I will do. Oh, just a little flop. Just a little flop today. We do take both of them. I want them both. In the familiar darkness, Voldo welcomed his moment of bliss. We love to see it. Or not see it, because in the darkness he carried the sacred sword to the altar. His master's wish was about to be fulfilled. He's going to have a special sword now. At that very moment their dearest wish came true, and Voldo heard a familiar voice once again. Yay! He would lurk in the shadows for eternity to protect his master, even to this day. Even to this day he has 2 swords underground with a ghost. He'll stab you in your sleep. We love him. 2,000 gold for you. Put that in your hole as well. You'll stop everyone from having it. The profile for Voldo is now available. Watch us as we obliterate the concept of money by just draining the economy entirely and putting it all in a hole at once. You'll have to adapt. You'll have no choice. A snoofus will kill you if you have any coins. Right, and now we close out, obviously, with an exhibition theatre. Showing us all the snoof. I think we'll go default snoof for this one, just to enjoy a default snoof. You know? So, here to close us out, performing the original rendition of the Ballad of Marmalade Jones. It's Voldo, the lovely jumpy man. Off he goes, being a spider. Ooh. Wiggle. Oh. Oh. Do this for a bit, you'll never see this coming. Me. 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 Wait. Wish I had been able to do half of this. It's just boinky. Circle. And then obviously, on your marks, get set with what? No, use both your legs. I swear, it'll be easier. You'll be easier and faster. The arse again is very, very good. This took a fucking long time. That's the end of that. So now we know what happens with Voldo. In that one, not that it was particularly detailed, but we did at least get to use the moon clown powers that we all developed yesterday in our sleep. So, thank God we finally had a use for those, eh? Tune in next time. I'm starting to think there's something seriously wrong with just the way I choose to live my life.